All right. What is going on, everyone, on YouTube? Griffin here, coming back to you guys with another live stream from the Millennial Motivation Entrepreneur YouTube channel. First and foremost, if you're new to the channel and tuning in for the first time, definitely consider hitting that subscribe button below and hitting that bell icon. That way you'll be notified every time we go live or upload another video for you guys. Back at it again with trading the micro E-mini futures, paper trading, of course. You can see in that upper left hand corner. For those of you that don't know why I'm paper trading versus with real money, I actually have a child on the way, me and my fiance do, who's going to be here literally any day now. So we're just piling up money, saving as much money as we can. She's gonna be taking some time off of work. I am too. Just not being quote unquote stupid or risking any kind of money right now. And besides, I'm still fairly new to trading micro E-mini futures, and I like to get good at something before I hop in. And when I hop in, I'm only gonna be using enough money to buy one position at a time, 1 to 3 at the max. But we'll start out with just like one essentially, which is about $700. If you are totally new to micro E-mini futures, I have plenty of videos about them by now. I think I have at least 5 or 10 videos about those in my stock market playlist. But with that, we'll go ahead and hop right in. I just want to make sure that we are doing okay. It's saying that our video output is low, so hopefully we're not having too many issues or anything. It says we're all good on my streaming software, so if there's any issues or anything, just let me know in the chat. That way I can try to get it fixed. But with that, we'll go ahead and hop on in. So you can see profit loss on the day, quote unquote 65. That's saying because I'm down 45. I'm not too worried about that right now, which this is not, I don't think, right, because my average buy cost is right at 3,175. So we're only down roughly 2 points, 2 points and a quarter roughly on our position, which is roughly 5 times 3, 15. It's roughly, actually, yeah, that'd be about 30 bucks, 30 to 45 at the max. So either way, we're in some shorts right now. But what I did yesterday, for those of you that did not see yesterday's video, was I went long at 29.89 yesterday in the evening session. And I've predicted, I was like, you know what, I think the market will go somewhere around 3,000 to 3,010. However, my target sell was 3,000. We hit it first thing this morning before I went to work, so I covered my profit and ran, and we'll talk more about that in a minute. But I mean, it was a pretty good prediction. Obviously, the market ended, I think, right at 3,005 whenever I think, if I remember right, I said between like 3,005 to 3,010, somewhere in that range. So pretty good prediction, pretty good day overall for the market. And I think the market's down a little bit right now because it sounds like the DOJ is doing some investigation into tech companies and whatnot. So that might be why we're down just a little bit right now. In my opinion, within the next couple days, we're going to see another flush back under 3,000. I think we'll have at some point like a 20-point move to the downside, which isn't a huge move or anything, about 0.5% to 1%, somewhere in that range. Just a little pullback. And why I believe that, we'll go over here to the live chart and we will pull up the 20-day, because you guys know I use the 20-day chart quite a bit. The 20-day 1 hour, you can see, I mean, MACD is what I'm looking at the most here. You can see we've had quite a little bit of buying over the last couple days, and we haven't really had too much selling at all. We've had a little buy opportunity, and then we popped up, obviously, today on Monday, and then we've kind of leveled out some. Looks like buying might be potentially starting to weaken here. Still haven't quite crossed or anything like that. So it'll be kind of interesting to see what happens. I do think overall within the next couple days at the most, we will start to see some selling. I think by Thursday at the latest, probably. So I went ahead, got in at an average buy cost of, like I said, right around 3,002, 3,001.75. Bought a little prematurely. My first contract that I bought, you can see I have 3 right now. First contract I bought a little prematurely. It was at like 3,000 or 2,999, something like that. And then I hopped in one more when it got back above 3,000 and like 3,004 or something like that, 3,003, 3,004. and then I went ahead and bought another one right before the market closed, like 3005 or 3005.5, something like that. So those are all shorts, obviously, that we're in right now, just because I look for the market to pull back a little bit. Maybe not tomorrow, like I said, but within the next couple days, I think we're going to go back under 3. We're just kind of in this tight little range right now. Go back to the live chart and zoom out of that 20 days. You can see, again, we were talking about this a little bit yesterday. We're kind of stuck in between this range of like 2960 to 2970 roughly, all the way up to just above 3000. We're kind of in like this little 30 to 40 point range right now, and honestly I think we're going to start to break to the downside. Personally, 3000 has been kind of a brick wall for the market so far. 3000 to 3010 is a pretty solid brick wall for this market, which is roughly, when we go back to our 1 year chart and we go look at ES, since of course ES and MES literally go hand in hand with one another, we can see that overall the top of the market has been right around, just below, right around 3000 essentially for the last year, 2 years now. Not quite 2 years, just a little over a year or two now. So with that being said, obviously just go based off of recent memory, recent trends, better said, recent trends, where once we get above 3000, it's time to go to the short side and play it out and see what happens. So that is what we are doing. You can see, again, we got right up close to 3010, and then obviously we had the news come out. This is right when the news came out about the DOJ investigating into some of the tech stuff some more. Caused the market to drop not a whole lot, about 10 points overall, and then it bounced back up just above 3000. But like I said, what I like to look at the most for like swing trades, so to speak, when it comes to these future contracts, I like using the 20-day chart the most, especially when it comes to looking at my MACD. I try to get in pretty close to where I think it's getting ready to cross, which I think we're definitely getting ready to make the cross here, like I said, within the next day, 2 at the most. So we'll see what happens, though. Could be wrong. If I'm wrong, I will close my positions at 3011 is where I would consider cutting losses at that point, just because we would obviously break out to the upside and probably head to retest the all-time high on the S&P 500. So check the stream real quick. We got 3 of you tuning in. Looks like our stream isn't doing too bad. But yeah, overall, like I said, that position that we closed earlier, I want to go back to that. You can see profit loss on the day right now is right around $57, $58. Obviously, it's because we're down 52 right now on this position, which is actually not right. It seems to be the whole delayed data or whatever, but we're only down roughly 2 points per position. So 2 points would be $10 per position. 3 positions, we're only down $30 right now, but it doesn't really matter. But with our long position, we ended up making like $110. Obviously, that's before commission, so you're talking about roughly what was that, about $100 essentially we made. But before commissions, $110 what we made. Why? Like I said, we got in at $29.89. We'll go ahead and go back to that so I can show you all where I got in exactly on that and when we got out. So I got in last night, late evening, right around like 6 o'clock, something like that, before we went live yesterday. And we got in here, so let's see, this is the 22nd, 23rd. It was the 22nd, somewhere right around this period where, like I said, $29.89 is about where we got in, and it was somewhere right in this time frame right here. And we obviously wrote it up throughout the night, and my target sell was 3,000. Sure enough, we hit 3,000 right before I went into work this morning. So I went ahead, covered my profit, moved on. Ended up being pretty much a pretty good sell point, and that's what I want to talk about, which I'm sure a lot of you guys, especially newer traders, have experienced this. And if you've been trading longer than a month, you've experienced FOMO, fear of missing out, which it's always, hindsight is always 2020, and you always have to just, whenever you're considering, maybe I'll hold on for a little bit longer, just think about FOMO. Just think, okay, look, I'm in the green right now. What could happen if I hold for another half an hour, or if you have to step away from the computer or something, like you won't be able to check for a while. What's going to happen in between now and 2 or 3 hours, something like that. Just always consider the fact that you can literally go from being up a good amount. Like I said, I was up $110. You could go from up 110 to pretty much break even within minutes, and then you could end up panic selling. Just never be afraid to take profit off the table. I know there's a whole bunch of strategies about, well, if you have like 5 contracts or like multiple contracts, say you even have 4 and you're up good and you hit your target sell, go ahead and sell 2 of them, then hold 2 more and kind of ride it out and whatnot. I personally I don't do that. I won't do that, especially once I start using my own personal money. In my opinion, if you've hit your target sell, be it on the downside or the upside, you need to just sell. Just cover your profit or cover your losses and move on. That's the whole point of this 3-to-1 ratio that I was explaining yesterday. For every trade that I make when I'm trading MES or any future for that matter, I use the same rules for all futures. I want to be, for every dollar that I can lose, I want to be able to make 3 times that. So in this case, for example, like I mentioned, my target sell was right around 3,000 to 3,005 at the max. But I said 3,000 I would sell, which would have been an 11-point move to the upside. And then I believe you all can go back and look at the video last night. I believe I said at 29.85 or 29.86, something like that, is where I would sell my position on the loss side. So I was pretty much risking 3 or 4 points to the downside versus 11 points to the upside, which is pretty much dead on a 3-to-1 ratio, meaning I'm risking 3. It's just simple math at the end of the day, right? Like, I'm risking 3 or 4 points to the downside for 11 points to the upside. You break it down, that's a 3-to-1, 4-to-1 ratio, win-loss ratio. So it's a ratio. It's kind of a it's helped me a lot. I mean, ever since I've done this with trading micro mini futures, I really haven't quote unquote any money. I've only had one negative trade. It was a 1 contract position when I first started paper trading these, and I think I lost like 40, no, what was it, 30, I think $30 on that position, because I hadn't even started doing the whole 3-to-1 ratio. At that point I had lost, what would that be, 6 points. So that was a 6-point move to the downside. If my positions lose more than 3 points, usually I'm getting out. I'm not looking for huge moves. If it happens to happen in my favor, where say I hold right at the closing bell or whatever, where we have the 1 hour intermission between 4 and 5, and the market just happens to move, boom, 1/4% or 0.5% move to my upside or downside, whichever side that I'm on, short or long, then awesome. But at that point, I would go ahead and cover. But for the most part, most of my trades, like I said, I try to go with a bare minimum of a 3-to-1 risk reward ratio. I prefer like a 4, 5, or even 6-to-1, but those are a lot harder to get unless if you're in more of a volatile market, which obviously when we go back and look at the last 20 days, we have not been volatile worth a damn the last month really worth of trading. So just mostly sticking with my 3-to-1 for now. And I think if you guys implement it, just try it out. Even do it with just paper trading. You guys know that's all I'm doing right now. I mean, you're not going to lose anything by trying this out, which it looks like we're about to go back to break even. We're at 3,002 right now on MES. So we're getting close to our buy where we bought in. But just try it out. I definitely suggest you guys try it out and try not getting FOMO. Whenever you hit your target profit, be it when you're shorting or going long, once you hit your target sell, go ahead and just cover that profit and move on. Move on to the next trade. Because like I said, ever since I started doing this, I'm now up over right around $1,000, just over $1,000 in the paper trading since, of course, ever since I started doing this within the last month or so. But let me see. Let's make sure we're still doing all right. It looks like our stream's doing okay. Hopefully you guys are having a good night. Like I always say, if you have any questions or anything, feel free to shoot them out there in the chat. That is what it is there for. I don't want to just be talking to myself all evening. And hopefully the microphone and everything is still working all right for you guys as well. And like I always say, if we ever have any issues, be it with the video, with the mic, anything like that, definitely feel free to just call it out. Let me know. That way I'm not in the dark about that. So I'm actually pretty surprised we had this isn't really a huge move or anything, but during this time of the evening, this is a pretty decent move we've had here. I look for them to try to re-push it back up to 3,004 sometime within the next few minutes since we hit oversold. But pretty decent move we had right there. Like I said, I think overall, in all honesty, we're going to hover right around 3,000 to 3,005 most of the night until we hit somewhere around midnight or just after midnight. And then obviously around 6, 7 a.m. Central Time, which would be like 7, 8 o'clock Eastern. That is when we will get our decent move, kind of deciding how the market's going to open up. I don't know of any actual economic news that's going to be going on possibly overnight or tomorrow. Let's pull up the news here. It's not a whole lot really. Crude supplies poised to post longest stretch weekly declines. So oil might go up a little bit more this week too, which speaking of that, I have not checked on oil. Oil's back up over 57. Like I said, we're still within this range, kind of between like 53, 52, somewhere in there, all the way up to 60. We're kind of stuck in that $8 range. Same thing with the overall market, right? I mean, we're kind of stuck in between this range of right around 29.70 all the way up to about 3,010. We're stuck within this 40-point range right now, which I mean can be awesome when you're swing trading or even day trading. You can get in, like I literally just swung that trade overnight and we made $110 on that position, which I believe was a 2 contract position if I recall. I don't remember for sure. That doesn't seem right. I believe it was 2 contracts. I wish, let me see if I can figure it out on here. Go into my history. I never used their laptop platform with like trying to see my trades. That's not showing me nothing. So I actually do not know how to see my previous trades on the laptop platform. I do know how to on the app, which is what I use the most. I'll just let you guys know. I'm pretty sure it was a 2 contract position, but that doesn't seem right. Let's see. So that was, let me see, filled. It's not showing it for some reason. Yeah, it was a 2 contract position. Okay. But yeah, either way, we just literally swung it overnight and we made $110. That's the whole point, guys. So, I mean, in this kind of market, like I said, they're going to push it up to 3,004 here, it looks like. In this market, it is super ideal. I love this little range because with a range, it's almost predictable, right? Like you can see right now, it's struggling to get above and stay above 3,000 to 3,005. So why did I go short? Because I can see it struggling right around there. So I'm going to bet more so to the downside. And if it happens to break to the upside, then I'll go ahead and cut my losses and move on and look to re-enter at some point. But just play, again, it's all about the risk management at the end of the day. So, but yeah, other than that, that's all I did today. Because obviously I have a full-time job myself. Only thing I did was I covered that position first thing this morning, then I kind of let the market do its thing today, which I mean it really didn't do a whole heck of a lot. Obviously volatility is still very low right now. We just hung right around 3,000, 3,007, 8 all day until the end of the day. We had that little drop just below 3,000, but either way, pretty boring day within the market, to say the least. So I look for the market to make some sort of move here within the next 4 or 5 hours, and at that point, If I'm still awake at that point, I'll probably either ride it out, depending on if it starts dropping further, or if it goes up, I might ride it out. Like I said, if it gets up to 3,010, I'm probably cutting my losses. Probably if it retests 3,008, to be honest, because if it tests 3,008, I think we're gonna have a green day tomorrow. So that's where I'm probably gonna set my stop loss is 3,008. Maybe even 3,775. That's pretty much a 7 point. That's a pretty high risk. Actually, that's a 7 point move to the upside, but downside for me, which 7 points, that's $35 times 3 contracts. That would be 105. Pretty much cancel out the gains that I got from earlier this morning, if that happens. I don't think that's going to happen, but that's my risk. And where I would like to get out, ideally, go back to the 20-day 1 hour. Where I would like to get out ideally would be somewhere around like 29.85. So I mean, we're in right around 3,002 essentially. That is what, a 17 point move to the downside. So 10 points better than our risk. 10 or 11 points better than our risk, but it doesn't really meet the threshold of 3-to-1. It's more so of it's about what, a 2-to-1 ratio, but still a better win to loss ratio, risk reward, more reward chance than risk. But like I said, the ideal scenario would be 3. If this was real money, I would not have even placed a position tonight. I would have just let the market kind of do its thing, because it's kind of at this breaking point of either we're going to retest all-time highs or we're going to push to the downside and maybe retest 29.70 here before long. That's where I think it's going personally, but with earnings and everything, might be wrong. So again, that's why it's just all about risk management and knowing when to say, okay, I'm tapping out, or okay, I'm covering my profit. So that's what this entire game is all about, guys. So, but if we don't have any questions or anything, then I guess I'll go ahead and wrap the video up. It says the video output's kind of low, so hopefully the stream quality's been okay and everything. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the stream. If you did, definitely make sure to smash the like button. I greatly appreciate that. If you didn't, hit the thumbs down. Either way, the engagement's what it's all about. And if you have any questions or anything after the video uploads, if you see this after it uploads, feel free to shoot a comment down in the comments. I think I finally got my whole YouTube thing fixed with my notifications. I'm getting notifications now. I'm even getting notifications when videos get likes, which is actually almost annoying, because it's like multiple times a day the videos are either getting likes or dislikes, this and the other. So but anyways, we got all the engagement stuff fixed at least. So if you have any questions after this uploads, just let me know. Or of course you can join our Discord group chat. Didn't even mention that we have a Discord group chat with about 100 of us in there. It's totally free to join. It's super easy to join. If you don't know what Discord is, you can get on your laptop, iPhone, any smartphone. Just download the app, hit the link in the description box, and it'll take you right to our group. Super easy to join. And like I said, it's totally free, and it's the easiest way to get access to me and ask me any questions. Or there's a bunch of other insightful people in there too, if I don't happen to be in there at the time. So definitely consider joining that if you're not in there already. So like I said, like clockwork, they're going to push it up to 3,004, and we'll see if it gets rejected. I'm betting it does, but we'll see what happens. But like I said, hopefully you guys did enjoy the video. If you did, let me know. And if you have any questions, let me know as well. And I want to know, how's your week going so far? I know it's already going on Wednesday tomorrow, so I want to know. Let me know in the comments how you've been doing so far this week, what you're trading, and how your week has been going so far. But until next time, guys, keep on going out there, making your profits, covering your profits, and achieving some financial freedom this year. And I will see you guys in the next stream or video. Take it easy, guys.